Dude, I thought you guys were recording when we came on, man. You never know what's going to happen, dude. Always record. Hey, what's up, guys? It's DJ Barbecue. You got to tune to the Lockdown BBQ. What's it called again? Hey, guys, it's DJ Barbecue, and you are locked in to the Lockdown BBQ Show.
We're living in unprecedented times. Around the world, medical teams are doing an amazing job in tackling the coronavirus. In the UK, our brilliant NHS, thousands of key workers and volunteers are leading the battle against COVID-19. Many of us are following government advice and staying at home in lockdown. Before the pandemic hit, myself, Neil, aka Barbecue Explorers, and the Smoking Elk had talked about collaborating on a video project for YouTube. The virus put a stop to that idea. However, as barbecue mad people, we are determined not to be beaten, so we have used a bit of online tech to create a new video show for the barbecue community. Welcome to the Lockdown BBQ Show. Coming up in today's show, we take a look at what you've been cooking over the past week. The Smoking Elk shows us how to set up a barbecue for two-zone cooking. Country wood smoke creator Marcus Bowden will give us a few tips for upping your barbecue game. Neil will be unveiling the latest addition to his barbecue family, and our special guest is barbecue blogger Lee Clarke. Hi everyone, welcome to the show. Thank you for all your support and comments following Programme 1. It's been absolutely brilliant.
The feedback we've had has been absolutely fantastic. Keep those comments coming in, guys. It really means a lot to get your support.
Elkie, with a lot of response to your Guyang chicken recipe, tell us all about it.
We have, yes. One or two have cooked some Thai dishes over fire over the last week, and here's a selection of a few now.
The sauce is cooking away on the caddy then. So when do you put the chicken in?
So once you're happy with the taste of the sauce, when it's hot enough and when it tastes in terms of salt and acidity, then you put in the chicken.
And what sort of thing are you looking for in terms of when would you know that the sauce is ready for the chicken to go into?
I just want to cook a little bit more just to make sure that the peas and the onion is just really properly cooked through.
Okay.
Elkie, we made Guyang chicken as well last weekend, and it was absolutely gorgeous. My son made the marinade. We had all the ingredients in the cupboard. However, he did blend it a bit too much, so it looked very different to the consistency of your marinade. But we put it on the Weber, and it tasted absolutely amazing.
Neil, that's the beauty of barbecue. Recipes can be interpreted in many different ways, and the end result is still absolutely fantastic. So, Neil, let's take a look at the latest addition to your barbecue family.
I do own a few barbecues, and I think my favourite one is my first Weber. We've had plenty of adventures together, and it's been the focal point of many good parties. On the whole, our relationship has been pretty strong. However, we've had a few difficult moments, like when I naively forgot to open the top and bottom air vents and the cook fizzled out, leaving a few guests very disappointed, and I blame the grill for my incompetence. Or when, after a few beers, I once placed a hot chimney starter by its wheel and forgot all about it. We've enjoyed family camping holidays together. It's been to the beach and has a few transportation knocks to prove it, like its wonky lid handle. The Weber is a brilliant bit of kit. However, I was given a gift last Saturday which I think might now compete for my attention. Take a look at this. It's a barbecue smoker made out of milk churns from the 1960s, and I love it. It's unique and was created by Bill, a retired engineer from Kent, who sadly is no longer with us. What a genius, to think that he sat there one evening and designed this, and then had the skills to make it. I think the churns are made of aluminium, but I could be wrong. It has no shiny bits or sales features made from carbon fibre or titanium. Instead, Bill used the resources at his disposal, like the catches made from teaspoons and the tuna tin cover to protect the chimney. I never knew Bill, but I can just imagine him sitting by his creation, smoking his favourite meats and enjoying a beer or two as the sun goes down. I can't wait to get started and to learn about what it can do. It certainly has character, and I'll do my best to ensure that Bill's legacy continues and that his smoker is used to create cracking meals for years to come.
Neil, that looks absolutely mad.
You know what? I absolutely love it.
I've always liked the idea of custom smokers, to be honest. Something magical about building something for nothing, something that's completely unique to you.
Well, I'm totally new to custom smokers, and I think I'm going to be using some of the specialist Facebook custom smoker pages for advice over the coming weeks. Last week, our special guest on the show was Marcus Bowden, barbecue guru and founder of Country Wood Smoke. The interview was great fun, wasn't it?
Oh, it was absolutely fantastic and a great guy to have on. Always happy to share his absolute wealth of knowledge.
While we had Marcus online, we filmed a few more additional clips with him. Here are his top tips on upping your barbecue game.
The first one I would say is use a lid. Lid turns your grill into a smoky oven, which is wonderful. Use indirect, so 2-zone cooking for a start. Have coals over one side, no coals over the other. Third tip is to use a digital thermometer. That's a big difference. Fourth tip is to not use so much wood to smoke with. I think pretty much everyone's guilty of that, chucking on a load of wood and thinking more's better, but actually less is often better with barbecuing. It's all about the subtleties of the smoke, really. And the last one would be to crack open a cold one, relax and enjoy it. Try and have fun.
A question I get asked a lot is how to cook things like chicken thighs, chicken legs, spatchcock chickens and larger joints of meat on your barbecue. So I'm going to show you how we set up 2-zone cooking on your kettle barbecue. The first thing you'll need to do, of course, is light your fire. I do recommend getting yourself a chimney starter. They make things so much easier, so much quicker. You just stick a fire lighter underneath and when the coals are hot on top, you just tip them out. If you're using briquettes, you want these to ash over. If you're using lumpwood, get it lit to about 3/4 of the way and then pour it out. All we do is light a fire lighter and then the chimney goes on top. Once your coals are lit, pour them out over one side of the barbecue. So what you'll see is we've created a hot zone here and we have a zone that doesn't have any fire directly underneath, so we're effectively turning your kettle barbecue into an oven. So your chicken or any joints of meat will go this side, your fire's burning this side, your lid down. Make sure your vents are open. This is your bottom vent, which is your air intake. This is your top vent, which is going to let the air flow. So you just open this up. You've got your temperature gauge here. Use it as an oven. So you're aiming for 200 degrees to cook your chicken. Fire there, chicken there, lid down. You've got yourself an outdoor oven. It really is that simple, guys. Once you know how to set up for 2-zone cooking, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities for your barbecue. Now it's time to see what you lot have been cooking.
Friday night is always steak night.
Please do keep sending us your photographs and your videos because we'd love to show them to the barbecue community. Elkie, there's some good cooks going on there.
There was some fantastic stuff. Guys, just keep cooking, keep sending in your posts. Remember to use the hashtag Lockdown BBQ Show and we'll do our best to feature them on the show.
And now it's time for our special interview with Lee Clarke. Lee, welcome to the Lockdown BBQ Show and thanks for being our special guest on our second show. How are you and the family coping with lockdown?
To be fair, Neil, we've enjoyed it. I like being an home guy anyway, so I've had plenty of time to cook, plenty of time to drink, and plenty of time to spend with the family, which is a rarity normally. But the only problem is not having a garden full of people to feed, and that's the only downfall, really.
Lee, you've got one of my favourite accounts on Instagram. You deserve a much bigger audience than what you've got. I mean, you're an absolute legend in my eyes, mate. Tell us, when you first started blogging your cooks, what gave you the idea and kind of what got you into it in the first place?
I started about 2 years ago. I've always cooked, but the blogging started taking place when a guy I worked with started showing me Instagram, really, and I came across a guy called Greek Wood-Fired Cooking, and he was doing similar sort of things to what I just started doing with mine. And I got into that, and I thought, right, I'll have a go. So I started giving a few to the guys at work, and they said, get them on the Instagram. So I tried it, and you know what, it leads to it, doesn't it? And you get addicted, and then it's a good place to do them, and it's nice to look back on them as well, you know.
Lee, when did you start creating the outdoor barbecue area?
Well, I started it was back in 2014 or so. It took me 3 years of Sundays to build. Obviously, with being an outside worker, I didn't really get much chance to get at it. So, and having a family like so, yeah, I did it all through pretty much through a website, a forum really, Forno Bravo. Plenty of help there from guys around the world. I saw what they did many years ago and wanted one, and then I've got to build one 7 years later, and then that was it. I was off, but yeah, it took me 3 years to build.
Because you do these fantastic little 1 minute videos, don't you? Of like you try and document the entire cook like in a condensed 1 minute video. Have you always kind of started that way, or did you start with some pictures and then start playing around with videos and seeing how it worked?
I did start with the pictures at first, but I think it's with a fire and what happens in the oven. It's like it's a bit of a magic moment for me. So that started it off really. With the pizza second videos, are just pizzas bubbling away, daft things like that, and then I wanted to maybe show a bit more of the process, how I did the dough, and then that led to maybe doing everything from the scratch point and trying to show as much as I could, you know, on the video.
What are your favourite woods? What wood do you like sort of using on the fire?
My favourite woods really is applewood, really. I mean, mainly for the smell it gives for the garden. I know it does the taste, but the perfume it puts in your garden is unreal compared to any other wood. And I stick one log of that, a small piece in this oven, and the full garden is just perfume. It sends the street into lockdown, you know, with a nice, beautiful smell. And it's what it does to your food, you know. It is nice. And the thing is with the woods, there's a lot of people selling bags of this and bags of that. And people are buying it, using it, and having problems in the smokers, wondering why they're getting these clouds of smoke coming out. It's because it isn't dry, it isn't seasoned, and it's random wood. It's all about having the right wood, you know.
The thing is as well, is people obviously buy the bad fuel, they use the bad fuel, and if they have got a bad batch, it kind of puts them off, doesn't it?
We all know we've used bad wood, we've used bad coals in the early days, and it taints the meat, and it puts you off for that week or so until you get out there and maybe try again. But until you get that knowledge of using this type of wood and using the right coals, I mean, if people like yourselves, you know, acknowledging people on there of the coal and the wood that you use, you know yourself that you're getting a right taste from that. So that's only going to help people.
Lee, tell us how you prepare steak on the barbecue.
Yeah, the steak, it was a simple picana. It was just like a bit of Brazilian style, salted with rock salt, left to leave for 24 hours, tighten up and bring out all the moisture. So when you place it on the grill, you get a nice crust on it, but it's nice to do the full thing, open it up into steaks and do them individually for that extra crust to let the fat render out.
The pizzas look amazing, Lee. What are the family favourites?
Family favourites, so we all have our own. I'd say mine's pepperoni, without a doubt. The daughter's is plain cheese with basil. And the missus is tuna and red onion, nice and simple.
You obviously, I mean, from what I understand, you go to work and you graft all day, and then I see day in, day out, you're coming home from work, you're firing up your pizza oven or you're firing up your grills, and you're producing, you know, all these fantastic dishes, and you're doing it day in, day out. So, I mean, what motivates you? I mean, how do you get the motivation to come in after a hard day's graft and still light up those fires and produce the food that you do, and then edit a video and stick it on Instagram?
I suppose it's just the love of it, really. I just love to get home and get the fires lit. I always have something in the fridge or the freezer what's planned for that week to cook, because I do it I do it for the week.
Lee, we're creating a Lockdown BBQ playlist. What album, or more specifically, what tune is one of your best tunes to be out there over the fire cooking to?
Probably something people have never heard of. I like a bit of Big Audio Dynamite on. There was a little bit before the time. Multiple type of songs, easy listening, and always gets the mood going. Nice family favourite it is.
Lee, what's your favourite dish to create outside?
I'd say a cheeseburger any day of the week. Whether it come from the barbecue, out the oven, or on the grill, you know, a burger just gets me every time. Any time of the day. and any day really, a burger.
Absolutely fantastic. Lee, thanks for being a great guest on the Lockdown BBQ Show.
Keep those fires burning as well, because mate, magical.
Thanks for having us, Neil. Thanks for having us, Elkie. Been a pleasure.
Thanks for coming on.
A big thanks to Lee. Elkie, what an amazing barbecue setup and Instagram page Lee has.
Oh, it's an absolutely fantastic setup, and yeah, what a great page. I've been following him for a while now, and how he doesn't have over 20,000 followers on there, I do not know.
It's mad, isn't it? Well, that's about it for this week. Thank you for watching Programme 2. We hope you enjoyed it. We look forward to seeing you next week, and have a good week.
Thanks, guys. Keep those fires burning.